Arion was not born weak, but he was born unwanted. In the northern borderlands of the Empire, strength was the only language people respected, and Arion spoke none of it. His family belonged to an old military house that had once produced legendary commanders. By the time Arion was born, that glory had faded, and with him the family's patience ran out. As a child, Arion watched his cousins train with swords while he was ordered to carry water and clean armor. His body lacked power, but his mind was restless. He listened, he observed, he remembered everything. When soldiers argued over tactics near the fire, Arion silently traced maps in the dirt, correcting mistakes no one noticed. At 14, disaster struck. A neighboring kingdom launched a sudden invasion. The border fortress fell in one night. Arion's father, desperate to regain honor, marched into battle with outdated tactics and never returned. The family blamed Arion's existence for the curse that followed them. His mother died soon after, leaving him completely alone. There were records of forgotten campaigns, battles the Empire had officially erased after embarrassing defeats. Unlike modern strategies, these documents focused on misdirection, morale collapse, and terrain manipulation. Arion read until his hands shook. These were not tales of brute force, but of minds that defeated armies 10 times larger. He copied the diagrams into his memory night after night. Weeks later, the outpost was chosen to participate in a large-scale war simulation against elite units. Kale was placed in command of the strongest squad. Arion was assigned leadership of the weakest group, made up of injured and discarded recruits. The simulation began at dawn. Kale advanced aggressively, confident in a swift victory. Arion ordered his squad to retreat immediately. Insults echoed across the field. Kale smiled, believing the match already won, but Arion's retreat was deliberate. He led Kale's forces into narrow ravines, triggering collapses that slowed their advance. He scattered false signals using captured flags, dividing Kale's army into fragments. Smoke covered movement. Traps replaced direct combat. Hours passed. Kale grew frustrated. His orders stopped making sense. When night fell, his exhausted soldiers were surrounded from every direction. The simulation ended in silence. The officers were stunned. Arion had won without direct confrontation. Reports were sent to the capital. His name reached the high command for the first time. Soldiers were sacrificed to preserve reputations. During a secret campaign, Arion uncovered evidence that Kale's father had deliberately sent thousands to die to secure his promotion. When Arion attempted to report it, the documents vanished. He was warned to stay silent. Kale confronted him one night. The mockery was gone, replaced by cold hatred. Kale promised Arion would never leave the battlefield alive. War broke out again, this time real. The Empire faced annihilation. In desperation, the High Command gave Arion limited authority, believing he would fail and take the blame with him. He sabotaged communications and led Arion into what he believed was a trap. But Arion had already anticipated betrayal. He used Kale's aggression against him, leaking false information and allowing the enemy to surround Kale's forces instead. When the dust settled, Kale stood defeated, his army destroyed. Kale begged for orders. Arion gave none. He reported the truth to the soldiers directly. The evidence Kale's father had erased resurfaced, spread among the ranks. Loyalty to corrupt leaders collapsed overnight. The Empire survived the war, but it was forever changed. Arion refused titles and glory. He vanished from the capital, leaving behind a new doctrine of warfare taught quietly in hidden academies.